The Liberal leadership race of 2025, if you can call it that, had all the drama of a team-building retreat at a mid-sized consulting firm. The suspense was non-existent. The opposition was symbolic. The frontrunner, installed before the first press release was drafted. There were no debates of any substance, no rousing speeches, no ideological clashes. Just one man in a Navy suit being slowly wheeled toward power like a display model of neoliberal restoration. Mark Carney's ascension was less a political event and more a product launch. The party framed it as a moment of renewal. In reality, it was a controlled demolition of politics itself. Let's talk about the resume. Harvard undergrad, Oxford PhD, Goldman Sachs banker, governor of the Bank of Canada during the 2008 crisis, then over to London to run the Bank of England, where he became the first non-Brit to do the job, climate finance envoy for the UN, vice chair at Brookfield Asset Management, a company best known for pretending to be green while buying pipelines and investing in fossil fuels. The man's LinkedIn page has more elite institutions than a NATO summit. And yet, the one thing that is missing, elected office. Not once, not for school board, not for MP, not even for class president. This is a man who has orbited the halls of power his entire adult life without ever opening the door marked publicly accountable. His public image, serious, calm, competent, beige. Mark Carney projects the energy of a man who once gave a TED Talk on supply chain resilience and got a standing ovation. He's the guy who brings a spreadsheet to a wedding toast. The kind of person a finance minister would call for dating advice. That's exactly what made him so appealing to a liberal party on the brink of collapse. Carney was a lifeline, a suit that could talk, a grown-up. When the party needed credibility, they went to the man who spent 15 years convincing bond markets that everything was fine. Because that's what Carney really is. Not a politician, not a reformer, but a stabilizer, a fixer, a human sandbag designed to hold the levees of capital in place. The pitch was pretty simple. This is not time for politics. This is a time for management. Mark Carney didn't offer vision. He offered assurance against Polyev, against Trump, against uncertainty, and it worked. On March 9th, 2025, he won the leadership race with 85.9% of the vote. That's not a victory, that's a coronation. Chrystia Freeland, his only real competition, barely cracked double digits. The base didn't just accept Carney, they begged for him. The consultant class had found their messiah. This wasn't a political movement, it was a top-down rebranding. The party of sunny ways had become the party of stable returns. And let's be clear about what Carney actually believes. His ideology isn't liberalism in the classic sense. It's not social democracy or conservatism. It's neoliberal austerity framed as economic stabilization. That's the whole model. When he talks about making markets work for people, what he means is don't spook the investors. His climate work is riddled with soft targets and voluntary compliance. His economic views are rooted in preventing volatility, not addressing any type of real inequality. He's not trying to fix capitalism, he's just trying to maintain it. And that's the punchline. The party looked at a collapsing political order and decided to install a central banker to run the country like a quarterly earnings call. And so Carney was anointed, and just a few days later he was sworn in as the 24th Prime Minister of Canada. And with that comes one of the most key procedural parts of Canadian politics, the cabinet shuffle.